Yeah. Come on. Welcome.
Good afternoon. Sean Nix coming at you here, a little midday money on a Tuesday, the 16th of January. Welcome on into the show. Be sure to support the show. Hit the like button. Cost you nothing to hit the like button. No, why can't hit the like button? You don't want to comment one thing. I mean, you don't want your name up here. I get it. I click on every name. I post it in here. It's hello, how you doing, everybody? What do we got going on? But if you don't want that, that's fine. Give it a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs down. Doesn't cost you anything. Just lets me know you're around. You give me 6 minutes of your life. I'm going to give you the recap and picks today, and then we move on to the comment section. And in the comment section, I just loaded up a bunch of free picks for today. If you watched Look at Lines last night, you got some of these games already, or late night money, or night moves. I got to figure out a name. We're going to post them here in the chat as well. On Twitter World, they are posted. Go get it. And speaking of Twitter, I'm going to make fun of the Lakers today because you know who's got a lot of Laker nonsense. All of a sudden, they win a game, and they're the best team since sliced bread. They're 20-21. Lakers, 20-21, but somehow they're awesome. Team lost to the Spurs. We beat the Spurs. So okay, good. You beat the Thunder. Super duper. That means you're fabulous. You're in fourth place. Your own division. Stop it. 20 wins. I mean, you're barely ahead of the Bulls. I mean, really, stop it. Where are we? All right, let's do a little recap before I bash LeBron. Then I can go into Steph. All right, 2-minute mark. Let's do recap. There was no hockey yesterday. Lost the Boston total. NFL splits out. College basketball splits out. So a bunch of splitters all over the joint. I got to say, though, to start January here, since January 1st, 78-53, 60% overall with the picks. College basketball, I said I was struggling, and by struggling, we were 500. Yeah, well, 53-34 run, 61%. Not too bad. NBA 5-3 at 62%. NHL 10-6, that is 62% as well, I believe. Almost 63. I'm happy. Things are going well so far. So far, so good. Let's talk about tonight's picks in the chat, and there are quite a few up. Let's start them up. Now, I couldn't fit the records in here. They are scrolling underneath. They are on Twitter. NFL 51-41 plus 615. NBA 21-16 plus 415. We have two games in the NBA tonight that made it over from last night. Denver plus 4 and the Kings plus 4.5. I removed the Thunder. I said we'd go 1-1 with them, thinking they'd win one of these back-to-backers in LA. But Shea was questionable last night. I know he might be out for today, which I'm guessing because the line went from 5 up to 6.5. So my thought is that he is out. I do not know for sure. We don't like to assume because then you make an ass out of you and me. More me because I'm the one doing the assumings here. Again, we'll see. I don't know. This was a 5 last night. It's up to a 6.5 in some spots. So I have to walk away. Just walk away. Hockey 14-12 plus 490. Yeah, plus 490. You know why? Because we take a big Columbus plus 185 the other day. Bumps us up a little bit, but that's what we do. We kind of take plus money. We got the Senators here last night plus 115 and under the Jets at 6. College hoops. So we are 69-69 minus 720 in the video, and on the sites, I think we're now 9 games over 500. So happy about that. Moving along there, getting some winners in our pocket. We'll take it. Quite a few on the docket for today. Here we go. Butler plus 5.5. Indiana. I said this last night. I was hoping 10.5 at Caesars. Will Hill 10.5. Although I see 9.5 at some 10s, but 10.5 at Caesars. I'll jump in against the Boilermakers there. We've seen them lose at Nebraska, where we like Nebraska in that spot. Next up, we have Bowling Green minus the 110. I'm looking at my sheet and looking to make sure I got them all written down. Kansas State minus the 110. And we have Ball State plus the 1. Although I think that's flipped over now. So if you want to go minus 110 there, it is what it is. Again, these were some of these posted last night. Bowling Green one was a -1. I just went to the minus 110 instead. Colorado State minus 15. Penn State, it moved up a little bit, so I'll take the 6.5 here. Again, this is one of those spots we talk about home teams in college basketball, and I'll talk about it more with the K-State spot here. BYU minus the 4. I like that one last night, and I'm going under here. This is a let's talk about this Jesse and Ross, and Jesse brought up some good points on this under here, and I had to agree because why I like BYU. We saw some of this Iowa on neutral courts against A&M and Virginia Tech not putting up a lot of points. It's just not even crack at 70 in some spots. So yeah, I'll Jesse's on it. I respect Jesse's opinion, and I'm going to come in, grab a little bit myself here. So there is the rundown there. And should I really do a Marcos Minute? There's 30 games today, Marcos Minute? I'm sure he'll come in and ask every game anyway, so we'll wait for Marcos to come in. I'm not going to do every single game here. Because basically I got every game really covered, to be honest with everyone. We covered a lot here and last night as well. Let's get to the comments section, see how everybody's doing. Oh, last but not least, I mentioned it last night. Groovy Caps. Marketing. First basket plus 550. Winner. I tweeted it out. I mentioned it last night. Good job on the Lori marketing. 550. T-Money's coming in here. Here he comes. Hello, my brother. I hope you racked up because I crushed yesterday. I had a good day yesterday as well. I can't complain. 3-1 college basketball. Tampa Bay total rocks out. I'm having a nice little January. No complaints. All over Utah State today. We'll be all over the Chiefs, and we're betting the game a few times this week. Also on the Hall, they're a better team at home. I get there with them. All right, so I'm a Johnny's fan, and they've been playing better, but I can't lay a 1 there. That's you want to take the Hall, sure. I mean, I'm pulling for St. John's. They've been playing better. Maybe they're kind of gelling a little bit here. Utah State heading out to the Mountain West against New Mexico. Of course you're all over it. I mean, why wouldn't you be? You're getting a ranked team catching a bunch of points. Any more square, you'd be a jack in the box. We call you T-Money in the box. Any more of a square play than that one. And all over the Chiefs. Mahomes' first ever road playoff game, not counting Super Bowl. I'm sure that'll really deplete the funds for you there. Good luck on that one. Smash the like button as well. I appreciate it, T-Money. Moneyline Markel's in house. Cavs first half over. First half and full game, not the over. I'm sorry. Pacers under. Lakers moneyline sweep. Moneyline Markel getting the brooms out. Excellent job. I was wrong. I said for that Cavs game, I like the other way. But I said I didn't bet it. But it was just a worrisome at with the line movement there. I'll tell you what I said. Sam Reinhart scored soon as the game started. Sam Reinhart goal prop. You did have that team one. I should have wrote that one down. When Markel says they got James Harden double-double, Joker triple-double, and sprinkled in a Westbrook double-double. It's a good spot. The Thunder in the back-to-back, who knows? They might have sit-out guys tonight. Why not? Al's in the house. Good to see you, Al. Cowboys only home team to lose playoff games. So much home field advantage. Also, I love all these arrogant, go for it regardless coaches getting there just due. Sirianni stinks. Goodbye. That is the poll question on Win Free Picks. Who are we getting fired? You're fired. Is it the Dallas coach? Is it the Eagles coach? Who are you getting rid of? Who are you getting rid of? And as I said earlier, I think it was yesterday I talked about it here or last night. And if you think that Belichick's going to come to Dallas, you are nuts. There is no way he's coming here. Because the pressure is to win a Super Bowl. And he's got a Super Bowl type talent here. We could laugh and say Dallas chokes and all this other nonsense, which they do. But he's not coming here. Because if he doesn't win with this club, then it's all Brady. It wasn't him part of the plan. It's all Brady. You can't win with this offense. Michael Parsons is a really good player. Yeah, he's No, thank you. No, if I'm Belichick, you go to Atlanta, maybe build something there with a young guy, and you're in the worst division of football, probably. I don't hate that. I mean, really, I know he wants the wins. You want the wins? Go to Dallas. You'll get those in one season. You might go undefeated in Dallas in one season. I don't know if you're going to win a Super Bowl, but they'll get you some wins. Terrible no show. It's all the coach. You no show like that. I'm hearing they're talking about Dak in the locker room. Really, that's a mess. You can't pay Dak $50 million. You can't bring those two guys back. Just start over. See what I says. Just keep saying the same nonsense come playoff times. It's up. Listen, T Money. The Lakers are 20-21. Can we stop with this? You beat the Thunder. Woo! What if the Thunder won? They're a young team playing good basketball. Like you're talking to me like the Thunder are the '86 Celtics going 65-12 with 4 Hall of Famers on the roster. I mean, come on. What do we do? It's not like we could even go to the more of a joke Warrior team that won 70 games. I mean, like this isn't a team like these guys aren't winning 70 games. You beat the Thunder. Wow. I mean, you beat Denver. Ooh, you lost to Denver opening night. You lost to the Spurs for the love of God. Stop it, Team Money. They had to make a tournament to make your best player feel good about himself. They made up a tournament. Let's have an in-season tournament, and then the crybaby Laker fans, we got to give them a flag to hang. How embarrassing! How embarrassing, bro! I wouldn't want to be a fan of that team. I'm a Cowboy fan. You know what? I don't even like the Cowboy. I can't even be a Cowboy fan anymore. Hello, Texans. I'll hitch my wagon to the team down the road. 49 years. I'm done. I mean, that's even more embarrassing that they have to make something up for me. Holy cow. That's like saying that Cowboys, you know what, Dallas? You get an extra game. We'll do something next year for you. Stop it. Stop it, Lakers. You're a joke. Oh, wait till the playoffs. Wait till they get bounced in the first round. Or they lose. They lose to a team that goes to the oh, they lost to a team. They went to the conference finals. What? Team Money. Team Money. 19th man on the bench. Thinks he's part of the Lakers squad. Who do the Lakers have next? Who? Hold on, Money on Markel. I'll get to you in just a second here. Against the Mavericks. Man, what happens when you lose to the Mavericks tomorrow night? Money on Markel says, college hoops, I got Miami, Ohio. You're against me there. I'm against the Miami Ho. I got a little bowling green. Alabama. I mentioned Alabama last night. I said this is a team. It's a 15-point spread. They are unranked. And again, the rankings, it's a bunch of guys who never played ball in their lives and just go. I don't even know how the hell they come up with their rankings. But the fact of the matter is that team is unranked, laying 15 to this team. And Missouri went on the road to Kentucky and got 11 points, who was in the top 10. Went on the road to Kansas, who was a probably top 2 or top 3 team, and got 13 points. And they're getting 15 from a squad that's not even a top 30 bunch to these people. Definitely a scratch your head play there, Alabama. Tennessee, I don't hate. I mean, I want to find a reason to take Florida, but they don't look good. Dayton first half, I got to tell you, I kind of like St. Louis there. St. Louis had a question mark. I thought about even adding them to the chat here. A little Billiken action. I like a lot of college basketball today. And I have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 on the site, 8 up on the site. I could have added more. I mean, I could add a bunch more from the free picks here. I could have added more like this St. Louis game. I mean, there is quite a few. Quite a few. Somebody say I can see Westbrook getting a double-double. Money on Markel. Money on Markel says lost on the stupid Eagles. There's no slander. The Eagles are terrible. Here we go, Wine Time. Wine Time, you might think I'm talking about you. You're catching some shrapnel here with my Laker talk because T-Money, you might see T-Money on the bench. That's how much this guy loves LeBron and the Lakers. I mean, the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon with T-Money is if you beat the team with the best record, apparently you're the best team. It doesn't work that way. I'm sorry, Wine Time. If you give Wine Time a follow, he's a good guy. He's probably like, what the heck? Why is he talking about the Lakers? I didn't say anything. It's not you, Wine Time. But Michael says, I feel like Cowboys Eagles are the same. Here's the thing with the you can't say about the Eagles. The Eagles were in a Super Bowl last year. The Eagles were in a Super Bowl last year. Cowboys haven't sniffed any success since Romo bobbled a field goal attempt versus Seattle. I mean, come on. Um, this year's Eagle team, all season long, they were playing with fire. 10-1. Then they get picked off every single time, which if that happened over the course of the season, you wouldn't be that upset about it. But the fact that they started so well and people thought, oh, we're awesome, and just wait till we play good. Well, you didn't play good all year, and you just won a bunch of games you could have lost either way. And when you finally started losing them, they were just all in a row. Now, the midseason coordinator firing, not really good. And replacing coordinators is difficult. I always say that when I talk about quarterbacks. Uh, I thought this week was a spot, and I said it in my free pick video. And I said, as much as I said I got the Eagles in the free pick video, I that was done before everything with Antonio Brown and all that nonsense. That comes out a day before the game. This team is done. The finger pointing, they're blaming the coach, they're blaming the quarterback, they're blaming this guy. Yeah, instead of a team of a Super Bowl thinking we're going to rally around each other and we're Philly. No. Again, it was Tampa or nothing last night. I'm just glad I had the under. Moneyline Markel says I sprinkled it. Nothing crazy. Plus 750 is big odds to take. Plus 750 double. Not too shabby. Michael B is in the house. Welcome. Lakers, baby. Short line. Everybody loves the Thunder. Here we go. Michael B, as a Warrior fan, coming in, having the Lakers last night. That was a spot where I'm thinking the Thunder would come in and get a win. It's a short line. They're in a back-to-back. They got the Clippers today. I don't like them today at 6. I figured last night was a game they win where they sit guys out today. Again, didn't play them, so I'm not concerned. Again, if you're taking the Lakers, see, T Money takes it personally. Like he's Michael Jordan. He takes it personal when I think they say the Lakers are crap, which they are. I was just saying, for the standpoint of the Thunder in a back-to-back in LA, you think they'd get one. That's all. And I thought they'd get the Laker game because I think they'd sit guys out today because Shea was questionable last night. Al says K-State bail over 139.5. I'm with you on that. As long as K-State's rolling along, K-State. Here's it. I mean, I wish I would have grabbed this last night too. I think Michael B brought it up. I'm like, man, and I didn't. It wasn't the right number, and I don't have it on the site because it's not 2. It's a pick 'em. I got them here to pick 'em. I'd rather have the points, but I could go over there. And Pitt Syracuse over, I agree with as well. Groovy says Patino will figure out a way to stop Seton Hall top score. Seton Hall can play some defense though. Give me the under. Really? See, I like St. John's and the over, but I didn't play him. But now Markello agrees with you, Groovy. Michael B says Cincinnati today, man, Mexico and Indiana plus 10. Here we go. So easy thinking here from Mike. Mike is going simple thought here. Hey, I'm going to take Cincinnati, an unranked team, over a ranked TCU bunch. New Mexico laying 5 to a ranked Utah State bunch. Indiana plus 10 because Purdue has lost at Northwestern and Nebraska, and winning by 10 on the road is difficult. Big 10 home teams cover. Sure. You like the Suns minus 4.5. Kings off the OT game versus the Bucks. I expect the Suns to start winning some games. It is an OT game, but that wasn't last night. That was a day ago. And this is the last game of the road trip for them, I believe, right? They're home against the Pacers next up. They have won 4 in a row here. Maybe it's a play for the Suns. Maybe it is. As I said, we took Portland the other night against the Suns because I thought they'd be geared up to play who we got Sacramento here tonight. They ended up pulling away. They didn't cover the 14. That was the closing line. They pushed on the 11 opener. This line was a 4.5. Is it 4 now? Hold on a second. Last night, this line, when I did look at lines, oh boy, what am I doing? Oh, brother. All right. Last night, this was a 4.5. So it hasn't really moved. Actually, it's a lie. FanDuel has this at a 4 right now. So it's come down a half a point. So I still like my my Kings play here. I still like my Kings. Jess Shule says, talking about me like he knows I'm listening. I know you're here. Even if you weren't, I was going to mention your name anyway for the BYU. And when we were talking about that game, Jess, you brought up the under. I said that's kind of one of the reasons I like BYU. I mean, you have Iowa State on the road. I wrote down the score somewhere. Whatever. I mean, the Virginia Tech game, the VCU game, again, 68 points VCU, 70 in one of the games, whether against, it's against Virginia Tech, maybe they scored 70 or 63, whatever. A&M, same, 63 versus Oklahoma on the road. And now you're coming to another tough spot on the road. And again, it's a court they're not even familiar with. Right? BYU, you got the elevation there. It's different kind of place. That's why these home courts, they matter. T-Way says, first basket, I hit that Irvin. I may start doing them with Groovy. The Kyrie Irvin, you did send that. Yes, I don't do the first baskets. I'm not getting into those. Groovy says, T-Money, get ready for tomorrow. Dallas, Lakers, tomorrow. T-Money says, good square, round, oval. I'll be going shopping, smiling to the bank tomorrow. The pen is out. Me and T-Money head-to-head. Utah State, New Mexico. T-Money. I mean, you got a New Mexico squad. I mean, Utah State ranked in the top 15 or whatever. Utah State 9-1 last 10 versus these guys. 9-1 last 10. They've won what, 10 in a row? I mean, when's their last loss here? Excuse me. They have won 15 in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 15 straight. 15 straight, 9 in a row versus New Mexico, and they're catching 5.5. Yeah, easy peasy. Nothing should send up warning signs on that one. Marco Smith, Mike, I hit the like button for being Mr. Deacon. Looks like the Lions will be in the NFC Championship game. I'm sure they'll beat the Bucks, and KC is going to be in the Super Bowl. Here we go. KC is getting trounced this weekend, and the fact that everybody has already penciled in Detroit to win, boy, it's one of those spots where normally I'm holding out for the 7. I see 6. You can't tell me the whole world like the Lions. The Lions just go win by a touchdown. It's Tampa Bay. It's Tampa. Boy, let's go back to when we started the year and I said take Tampa Bay versus Minnesota in game 1. Everybody thought I was nuts with Baker. Baker goes to the college football playoffs. Heisman winner Baker. Division champion Baker. Taking Cleveland Browns, winning a playoff game, Baker. Tampa Bay, division champion, playoff win, Baker. Yeah, keep writing this team off. No one thinks they have a shot. Oh, my goodness. Tampa money line, perhaps? Tampa money line? Groovy says, I had so many first baskets at Barstool a few years ago. Porzingis, a lot of players. Groovy, good. I mean, I can't get into the first baskets. I can't do that. That is insane. T-White says, I don't know. After seeing Jerry crying his eyes out, he might just go to Dallas, but I have him in Atlanta. No, he's not going to Dallas. There's no way he go. Why is he going to Dallas? He's not going. He goes to Dallas. He has to win a Super Bowl. He can go to Dallas. He wants to win the most games ever. Go to Dallas because they'll go 14-4 or whatever. We can make fun. Dak could be considered crap, and you think they're terrible. They'll choke in the playoffs. That's a whole nother ball game. Regular season, he'll get in there and they'll win. This is what happens. Happened under Parcells. Parcells, they go championship game. They muff a snap. They should have went to the Super Bowl. They would have won that Super Bowl. The next year, they kind of fall apart. They get rid of him. Here comes Wade Phillips, coach's coach. They go 13-3, dominating the Giants. It's like 14-0. Something. They're beating the Giants at half. Maybe it's 7-0. It's a grind-out dogfight versus the Giants. They score a touchdown. They short kick. I remember they short kicked the kickoff with like a minute to go. Giants move down the field in like 40 seconds, score a touchdown, and it's a game, and Dallas ends up losing. That's Dallas. So They'll win their games. They bring in whoever the new coach is next year, Dallas is going to win over the win total 12, 13, 14 games. They'll have a monster season. Then they'll get to the playoffs and lose. That's what it does. Too much. Certainly the elder of us, but since you won't say it, I'll say it. Do we forget Bill coached the Browns? It was awful. Brady goes to the Bucks and they get Super Bowl. I I know that, which is exactly why I'm saying if he goes to Dallas and doesn't win a Super Bowl, that's that. I mean, Cleveland coaching there. I mean, I don't even remember who do you have Bernie back then. I don't remember even who his quarterback was back in the day there when he was with the Browns. Brady is, I mean, he's the best quarterback ever. I mean, people want to say Montana. I don't think it's you can't even say that. It's not even there's no question it's Tom Brady. The fact he goes to Tampa Bay and wins another one, it is him, and it's nobody close. So they can throw out the Cleveland stuff. Again, I don't remember enough about his Cleveland days. You go to this team, no, no, it is Super Bowl. You better win the Super Bowl in the first 2 years there, or you're a total failure. That's why he's not going there. Money Markel says, Six, your honest opinion, who's better, Larry Bird or Katie? I'm going to say Bird. It's Bird. Forget about just having heart, where it's Bird by a country mile. That's not even close. It's not a country mile. It's by a continent. I mean, we could go, oh, he wasn't good. Go watch those videos and see what any of those guys who played against him said. Like, oh, he's just some white guy's not that good. Yeah, he's not. Go watch some of his freaking nonsense he did. Guy was insane. Tells you, I'm gonna shoot lefty all game and pee on you. I mean, who who's doing that? I mean, and we don't talk like athletic ability or this or that. And Katie, I mean, Katie's awesome. Guy scores 30 a game. He's fabulous. Healthy. I mean, he's got health problems. Nothing like Bird's health problem. I mean, Bird. Again, I don't want to compare health problems with players, uh, but heart and toughness, you could say it doesn't compare or rate to anything. I think you're out of your mind. I mean, you're taking one of these two guys. Who are you taking? It's got to be Bird. I mean, go watch some of those YouTube videos of him. And I know 90% of the chat wasn't even born until 1995, where he's nothing. Go watch some of those. I mean, any of those cats in the 80s. Just how they played. Oh, forget it. I mean, he could like he can't play in today's game. Like someone posted a thing of I don't know. I retweeted it. I think it Carson Bob or something. That something was like, oh, Joker. I didn't even know who it was. Yeah, maybe Joker like throwing like a behind the back pass like this, and somebody and the thing was like, have you? I mean, this is the problem with social media today. You have kids running accounts that were born in 2001 or whatever, and don't know basketball existed. Where I mean, go look up White Chocolate Jason Williams. Go watch that guy play basketball. A little white guy. I mean, come on, behind the back passes. Nature Boys in the house. Woo! Woo. Michael B says, "Why do I always get to attack my Warrior Sean? Best team since Michael's Bulls." Come on, you know those Nets back-to-back losers in the championship game were the best team since the Bulls. But now Markel is laughing. Larry Bird was annoying if he hated the Celtics. Give me Bird. I mean, seriously. But as much as I get on like LeBron and Steph Curry here and make jokes about him, dude, that was like Larry Bird back in the day. Like the guy was ridiculous. The guy was ridiculous. Shooting behind the backboard shots. This crazy crap. Nature Boy. Sean, as soon as I look forward to Tampa game, I played Bucks with the points. Woo and a double woo under. Michael B says, my name can Katie that Larry is a joke. I mean, Bird, here's the thing when they have like these top lists. Like for me, it's always going to be, your Jordans, your Birds. I mean, just those two guys. I mean, Magic's got to be up there. I mean, Kobe's fabulous. No, but then you look at like somebody like I love Charles Barkley. He's my favorite player. The guy was like 6'4". He led the league in rebounding one year. You know, when it was like a center dominated league, like when big guys were big guys and everybody was just wiping boards up. And go watch some of his YouTube videos with his tight little shorts on with his nuts hanging out, running up and down the court through the legs, dribbling. I mean, you see flashes of some players. Like you never like Grant Hill could have been awesome. Penny Hardaway could have been awesome. Like Shaq. I think Shaq is awesome. He was just unstoppable. And the bigger he got, he was more unstoppable. I mean, it was just a it's it there are some guy like somebody like Wilt. Like I don't know how Wilt would be in today's league. I mean, yeah, he scored 100 points. I I don't even know how he'd be against like somebody like Mark Eaton or you know what I'm saying? Like you can't say you put him in a spot like those 50s guys. Like that's totally different than the 80s, 90s, and the 2000s ball. Right? Like, oh, Steph Curry. Well, Steph Curry in the 80s would be killed. He'd be a bench player. And he would be. I don't care how well he shoots. He'd get mauled. He's smaller than Reggie Miller. He's Reggie Miller. And that's just the game it was back then. You know? I mean, his old man could shoot the lights out. You know? Like LeBron and Draymond Green, I think are the probably maybe Randall, some bigger guys. Who's playing in 80s basketball or early 90s basketball in today's league? You're not. Only certain guys can go all time, all levels. That's what makes you super in the top 10. Thank you, Michael. People talk nonsense saying KD's better. No way. KD could score, but that's about it. Al says Lakers fans still celebrate in-season tournament. Talk about participation trophy. That's what they get. Participation trophy generation. One time says, trust me, Sean. I know Lakers are trash so far until proven otherwise. One time, I got a guy here at 20 and 21. He thinks they beat Oklahoma City that they're winning the title. And in season, you won a bubble tournament in a joke flu season, and you won this thing. What is that? At least you're rational, one time. Thank you. Michael says, Moneyline Markel, I'm sure that they're the same fools that call LeBron the GOAT. Moneyline Markel says, T-Money, that's not even a debate. KD not even top 10, he's top 20. Really? KD top 20. I'm old enough to remember last year when KD went to the Suns and you were all hyped up at him and Booker, they're going to win the title. And I said, what about Denver? You said I was crazy. Now T-Money's coming back to earth here with his KD talk. Thank you. But Raquel says, all right, Michael, you got to stop right there. Going to slander my man LeBron. He's my GOAT. He's laughing. Let's see. Thank you. I don't know if I was going back and forth with that person. Nick Nasty is in the house. Hello, Nick Nasty. I love the Godzilla. I used to call my son Godzuki, like baby Godzilla when he was a kid. He'd just come in and destroy everything. He was Godzuki. That's Godzilla's child, in case you didn't know. Michael B says, my name Raquel, say it ain't so that LeBron's your favorite guy, is your favorite GOAT. T-Mike says, I don't take a personal show, but it's ridiculous. I'm going to have my day come April. So I'm not worried. Half the teams get traded. Of course, you're struggling. Guys don't even know where they're going. Here, so that's the excuse. So you're just going to pour it on, and we're going to be awesome, hoping that after the trade deadline comes, your team goes on a roll in the playoffs. Come on, man. You can't do crap like that. That's no fair. I mean, for all I know, you guys trade for Steph Curry or something. I mean, like that's. Well, I told you we'd win. Well, some guy breaks his leg, another team dies in a plane crash, and you end up winning. Like, well, come on. What kind of take is this? What kind of take is this? Yeah, exactly. You don't know how you're going to end up. Money Like says, I promise you, Allen Iverson was done. Oh, well, listen. AI was freaking pretty good. AI was good. Indiana can't rebound. No way. I'm staying away from that game. No Hoosier. I know it's still 10.5 points at home, Groovy. You know how it is to go on the road and win by double digits? When you just lost to Nebraska, you lost to Northwestern. I mean, Indiana's played them tough. They played them tough. They've won 3 of the last 4, and their loss is a 2-point loss at Purdue. I'll take it. And again, Groovy. And this is what people have to look at. It's not just one game. on a Tuesday. You got to look at spots like this throughout the course of entire season. Will this hit 55 or more percent time? I think it will. It's not just a one, oh, I'm going to play this game here. You're going to get spots like this and you play them. That's why it is long term. It's not one day. But now Markel's laughing at Michael's GOAT comment. Michael B, I want to have the Suns tonight, but I thought the line was a little heavy on the Suns. That's 4.5 down to 4, Jesse. Suns are terrible at home, 11-11. I kind of lean Kings, but no play, sort of like in the over as well. If you want to do the over there, I understand that. They're off a crazy 280-point game. I just like the Kings there. I liked all the dogs today. Michael B says, Jesse, I hear you. I feel like the Suns team fully healthy is a matchup problem for the Kings. Kings have already beaten the Suns twice. I like them tonight. They play them well. That's the kind of stuff you got to look at. Sometimes a team has a team's number, or they match up well against them, and they just play tight for whatever reason. Richie P coming in, hitting the like button. Thank you, Richie. Marcos, your questions today. No, just listening and shut them out. Here we go. So Marcos Minutes throwing out the guilt. Marcos, he's coming in, wants a Marcos Minute. He's throwing a guilt tripping me here into the show. Let's go. Western Carolina. I did lean Sanford, but Western's got the best guy in the court, so Western. We got Butler in the chat. I lean Missouri State. Nothing on Akron. I would lean Buffalo. Lean Richmond. Like Cincinnati, the unranked over ranked team. We got Bowling Green here. I said it like Indiana. We got Ball State lined up. I talked about the Alabama game and how that line's crazy, laying more than Kansas or Kentucky versus this team. Florida is sinking, so Tennessee. Ohio and Central Michigan, maybe an over 145. Again, these are last night's lines. NC State, Wake Forest, I like the over. Pitt, Syracuse, I like the over. I like Northern Illinois as a doggy. I like Rice as a doggy. I like St. Louis as a doggy. I like Temple as a doggy. I like K-State as a doggy. I like the over St. John's game. Colorado State. Penn State as a doggy. I do like South Carolina. I can't take Arkansas, so I'd have to say A&M here is a small fave. Kansas line looks about right. I want to take Georgia Tech as a doggy. BYU's in the chat. I like San Jose as a doggy. I like UNLV as a doggy. And, of course, with T-Money, with his square play of the day on Utah State, I'll go opposite of that on New Mexico. Sounds like you're on the Bucks this weekend. You're probably on all dogs except KC. You on Tampa. No, I'm just saying the line at 6 looks – I have to take Tampa Bay at 6. I'm hoping it goes up because – and I've said this before. When I see a line at 6, 6.5, or 7, 7.5, I automatically think, oh, that team only has to win by 7, and the public thinks that. And I tweeted out something from another guy. I'm going to pull it up right now on my Twitter, see who it was from. I'll give the guy his credit. John Ewing. Don't even know who this is. I don't follow him. It just came up on the timeline here. Public bet so far, 60+% of the wagers. Houston Texans, 71%, plus 9.5. 71% on the Packers, plus 10. 67% on the Lions, minus 6. 80% on the KC over. 75% on the Houston over. 69% on Tampa Bay over. 65% on the Green Bay over. Well, I'm all over the Green Bay under over. I mean, like 50.5, please. What are we doing here? San Francisco has a defense. This isn't the Cowboys. This isn't the Cowboy defense. So they're not scoring 40 points here. Detroit over. Again, Tampa Bay has a defense. I mean, all these unders, sign me up for. I mean, the Baltimore one's maybe the trickiest because I can see some points in that game. But I don't know what that weather's going to be like on Saturday. I haven't even looked at it. Could there be weather? It's the end of January in Baltimore. And again, everybody on these huge numbers because what you saw last week, dogs cover divisional rounds. They do. That's a historical fact. You know what happens in the next round? They get pummeled. Trade Dak to Denver. Where's Denver's draft pick? I trade him to Denver. Groovy, I'm sure there's people in this chat who think Trey Lance is the best thing since sliced bread. Remember? I mean, they're Niners straight up from, Trey Lance. Oh, Trey Lance is in town. Look at this. We got an MVP. People bet Trey Lance to win the MVP last year. Remember that nonsense? When they had Garoppolo? We got Trey Lance. Guy loses to the Bears. We had the Bears last year to open the season. Matthew Allen says, NC State or Wake Forest should be a battle. I like the over, Matthew. Michael B. You know what, Sean? Put me down for some Indiana money line. Who's your shock to the world tonight? Why? I think it's worth a shot. Pats won 9 or 10 games with Matt Castle one year. Belichick wins with a bunch of wins with Jimmy G and Jacoby Brissett. Yeah, but not. Here's the thing. Winning regular season games is fine. I mean, if he's on Dallas, how many games Dallas winning? 14 games? Just by him being there? Can you win in the playoffs? Those teams didn't win the playoffs. I mean, he won with Brady and a defense. The no offensive. Okay, you had Gronk, Adrian Hernandez was good. You had Randy Moss one year. I mean, how'd that work out for you the last couple of years? It didn't. It didn't. And let's go back to those Matt Castle years. How'd Matt Castle do when he left New England? Play today, Sixers -3 against Denver. I'm against it, Bill. We got Denver here in the chat plus a 4. It's come down. Rob, good to see you, Rob. Fancy idea, Belichick. Retire, even though I'd rather read about you than a Kansas City Swifties included. Yes. That would be the smart play. Hang it up as the Patriot GOAT, but he wants those wins. If he just wants the wins, go to Dallas. Go to Philly. I mean, go to LA. You got a quarterback in LA. You'll win some games. But I don't want to go to LA because I got to worry about the Chiefs, Joe Burrow and the Bengals, Lamar and the Ravens, Tua, Miami, Buffalo, Allen. There's way too many good teams in the AFC. I don't want anything to do with the AFC. I go to the AFC, I got to worry about the Niners. That's it. I'm not worried about Philly. I'm not worried about Dallas. Every year, those guys are the same kind of squad, 12-4. Somebody wins, somebody loses. They do something stupid. That's not a team to be worried about. Are we sold on Detroit with Dan Campbell? You don't think this guy will coach circles around Dan Campbell? He might get. I mean, Todd Bowles is no super game manager, head coach. But I'm not worried about Dan Campbell. I'm worried about the Niners and probably McVay with Pete Carroll gone. Can't sleep on the Rams. I did this year. It bit me in the butt. Groovy says, makes sense, Bill. Time for the Sixers to start. Here we go. Start. Nothing doesn't mean they're going to win. It's because it's time for them to win. Jesse says, Moneyline Michael suggests a basketball time machine on YouTube. I'm riding with T-Money, says Nick Nasty. Riding with T-Money on who, Nick? Which one? Lakers being awesome? Lakers going to the championship game? Is that what you're riding? Rob says, Bird was as good as anyone ever played. I don't buy GOAT BS. It's tough. Listen, most people, it's Jordan. It is Jordan. See, I grew up on white chocolate. Jay Will, dude, that kid. Go watch some of his stuff. I mean, it's funny. Like we talk about, Chase Williams in college in basketball for the NBA back in the late 90s when he was with Weber and them. When you see somebody throw something crazy in the NFL, and like, oh my, if I'll see it come across like if Patrick Mahomes did this, Twitter would explode like some kind of crazy play, and it's true. Like people just think, wow, my favorite guy did it, or I just saw this now. I can't. This is stuff that's never been done. It's like T-Money. It's like Coach Prime stuff. Like, look at Coach Prime doing all this stuff. Oh my goodness, no one's thought about this. Nobody's thought about what playing the other team's fight song and pumping music into a stadium. Like people knew that they don't think they didn't know sport's been invented for 100 years already. And I gotta love. I saw some moron saying Coach Prime to Alabama. Yeah, Alabama. They'd win 4 games. They'd be a 3-win team. T-Money riding with me on what, Nick? I assume Utah State. If so, it's a winner. So make shopping plans. Listen to this guy. Moneyline Raquel says, I will check it out. Check it. You got to check out the old 80s hoops, Moneyline Raquel. You'll lose your mind, Moneyline Raquel. You'll go down a rabbit hole with 80s stuff. Nick Nasty says, yes, T-Money. Matthew Allen says, Bird versus Kitty is like 70 Chevelle versus a new Corvette. They don't make them that way. I mean, seriously, 70 American muscle, bro. Those cars, ridiculous. Ridiculous. I mean, Bird versus KD. I mean, what are we talking about? I always felt that Magic and Bird Rescue was exactly. Well, that was like the story, right? Like those two guys, and then we add in the fact that the old iced up, folded over envelope for Patrick Ewing to go to the Knicks. I mean, we need New York. It's the Mecca, MSG. We need basketball in the city. I mean, it writes. It's. I know T Money loves his scripted, fixed, and rigged stuff, but I mean, Magic and Bird ended up on opposite coasts. I mean, the NBA was on tape delay. I still remember in the 80s, the NBA was on TBS when I was in Jersey, and I remember this is obviously early 80s because their commercial would be the Daryl Hall and John Oates song, like a one-on-one, and I remember the commercial. I mean, you can probably find it on YouTube. One-on-one, I want to play that game tonight. It's like Bird coming in, and here comes Magic or whoever. I mean, it was fabulous. But man, a lot of good stuff. Wilt would be Embiid without the crying and knee swelling. I guess you can almost say he's like LeBron without the crying. How about that? We're gonna make fun of your Lakers. Maurice is in the house. Good afternoon. Can you explain to me why the total of the Iowa State game went up from 141 to 144.5? Good question, Maurice. Me and I follow Jesse's lead on this total here, 144.5 to the under, because I look at the Iowa State numbers. This is why I like BYU minus the points. They playing against nobodies is one thing, putting up 100 points a game. Playing against teams of the same level, that point production comes down. I like the under. Jesse, you don't think Joker can handle the rough tough? Do you see him at more? He could. I forget about the Joker. He could probably play back in the day. He's a big dude. I try to look at like a total kind of game for somebody. You're right. I mean, I'm sure there's other guys, Jesse. I'm sure there's guys who could play. I was just throwing out as much as I killed Draymond Green for just coming in like kicking guys in the nuts and acting a fool out there. He'd be like a Charles Oakley type guy. Like he could survive and scoring 10 points. He'd be a 10-10 guy back in the day. I don't think he's Rodman. Like Rodman, he'd act a fool, but he would just get you to do the stupid stuff. He'd get you to turn into Draymond Green and kick you and push you and start to fight. Like he was just an agitator. But the dude was, I mean, come on, guy averaged like 17. He just come out and just rebound. That's another wacko, the worm. I mean, look at his numbers for stuff. Nick Nasty, Lakers get the chip. What's that, a potato chip? That's about all they're getting. Yeah. Hang the banner. Yeah, your participation banner. Let's do a tournament in November, everybody. Yay. Look at us. We're gonna paint our courts like it's like a mommy and me wine and paint night. What is that? Too many. I don't know if they do. Yeah, they're not raised. No, T-Money. Thank goodness you got a little rational there saying they're not winning. Groovy says, since we're talking about Larry Bird, give me Indiana State minus the points. I like Missouri State, Groovy. T-Money, they will make some noise, and that's a fact as long as Brown's alive. I have a Lakers jersey on. They might make maybe. I mean, you have LeBron, you have AD. You should be pretty good. You got two of the best guys in the league, but one guy's 40, and the other guy plays like he's 50 with his body breaking down. So, exactly. If AD's healthy, Braun winner. Nick Nasty. What are you doing? What are you doing, Godzilla? We got to send in Mothra to knock you down here. Is that who Mothra? Is that who? I was trying to think on the fly who that is. T-Money. Sean, not fair. Dude, I'm a Lakers fan. I got a trillion updates with them, and you're dang right we're going to make some trades. What teams are chasing a chip are supposed to do. I'm going to check your cup. We'll see. I mean, yeah, most teams should if you're think you got the talent to win. All I'm saying is that they're under 500 and they're in 10th place. I don't know. Maybe some other team might make a deal because they're a little closer. They feel like they could do something. Michael B says, Lakers get a chip. Stop it. AD will get injured before the playoffs start. They can't shoot. I don't care how many stories LeBron takes. Brandon is in the house. Good morning, Brandon. Rob says South Carolina fix to take Georgia out behind the barn and bust that. Yeah, I agree. I mean Georgia, no thank you. I lean South Carolina there, 4.5. Nick Nancy says the brow will come through. I had the share the button. Thank you. Michael B. So Sean, did you just say that Curry would be a bench player in the 80s? Stop. There was plenty of small players. Tiny Archibald, Isaiah Thomas was about the same size as Steph. Isaiah was better than Steph in the 80s. Steph isn't a point. He's a shooter. So he's what? So we're saying he's Joe Dumars? Who's he? He's Jeff Hornacek? Come on. Come on. Ninja says, hey, Ninja, how are you? Indiana plus 10 because Purdue is overrated. Indiana plus 10 because Purdue lost to Nebraska. Purdue lost to Northwestern. Purdue covering 10 on the road is difficult. For any team, 10 on the road is difficult. This is a Big Ten team. They're not playing a team out of the Big Sky. This isn't Northern Arizona. This is Indiana. Take the points. Rob, Iowa State's defense is the real deal, plus points at BYU. Remember, since he went to BYU and beat them. Since he won there, BYU scored 3 points the last 11 minutes, couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. Nick says, facts, Michael on Curry. They're terrible. Brandon says, Houston's playing the Baltimore Ravens this weekend. They got the Ravens. Big 9-point underdogs. Should be an interesting game. I do not know who I like in that game yet. Michael B says, Nick Nancy, don't pay attention to Sean. He thinks Keith Van Horn and Derek Coleman were good players. I love DC, Derek Coleman. Didn't he have Ronnie Cycli? Chris Morris? You know I love Drazen. My big thing is Drazen Petrovic is better than Steph Curry. Kenny Anderson, better than Steph Curry. Vince Carter, Kenyon Martin, Kerry Kittles, Villanova legend. Bill says, for whatever reason, Nuggets stink on the road. 11-9 on the road. But, I mean, Philly's only 15-6 at home. Do you want to lay, this is a game where you think they're going to get up for it. That's why I like the points. And it's come down. T-Money showing maybe right about Curry just depends on who his coach is and if he's allowed to shoot from 1,000 feet or not. You can't guard a guy who can shoot from half court. Again, this is a, in the threes in the late 80s, mid 80s, I mean, Dale Ellis, Bird, guys weren't shooting like that. It was a different game. You had that guy came in. He was like a bench player to come in and shoot like that, to catch you off guard. And Vinnie Johnson, he called him the microwave. He'd come in, just light up, start firing. David Tox says, Sean or Cowboys got again. Are we shocked, Dave? We're not shocked. I should say I am a little shocked. I didn't think they'd lose. I thought they'd win like a game like that. I think they'd lose a game like that. If they lost, I figured it would be a back and forth kind of game, close. Not down 27-0 in the first quarter, in the first half. Green Bay's LaFleur had a really good game plan. They scored at ease against South's defense. Love the next. Listen, I've been on Love. I said Green Bay and him would have a good season. I don't know if he had a good game plan or the Cowboys. Where was the Cowboys game plan? They were terrible. There was nothing there. There's no defense. I don't know how much I could give LaFleur. And I'm going to say that because see what happens. They come in next week and have a good game plan and do something against the Niners to keep that game close. Okay, I'll give that guy a little credit as head coach. I'm not, because I didn't have the faith in the Dallas coaching, especially on the offense. I didn't think Dan Quinn would just come in and lay an egg. Although I shouldn't be shocked because they were in a shootout versus Seattle. So it's not surprising against but again, that offense had been good against so-so teams. And why I like Dallas to pull away like that, they couldn't stop Tommy Cutlets. They couldn't stop Mullins or Allen. They gave up yards there. Bryce Young. Dallas at home, you can't score any points. All coaching. Michael B. Suns 4.5. Write it down. I'm going to die on this hill. Suns minus 4.5. Die on hill. Mike B. T-Money says Belichick's issues his players don't like him very much, so that he's going to be something no matter where he goes. He won't have Brady. Keep it guys in line to get those wins. Does that act wear off after a while? I think it did with the Parcells Cowboys. And that's why the next guy who comes in has a monster year because everybody's like, hey, look at this. We can do what we want here and we're happy. It works when you're winning. So you go to Dallas and get everybody in line because crap's lackadaisical. It might work there. Again, he goes there, they're winning 12, 13 games. And if you don't think Dallas is going to win those kind of games with him as head coach, you're nuts because they are a talented squad. You can hate all you want. I joke about Curry, but the guy's awesome. You could say what you want. The guy puts up stats, interceptions, touchdowns, whatever. That offense is going to score points. The defense is decent. NFL, it's all about what defense is playing well at the time. Very rarely you get a Kansas City defense just dominating, you know? But again, he won't go there because if he doesn't win in a year or two, then it's really Brady. Forget about the Browns years because the Browns didn't have a team like the Cowboys had. Brandon says, if the Texans win the Super Bowl, what are you going to do? I would die of a heart attack because that ain't happening. There'll be pigs flying. This is what happens if the Texans win the Super
Oink,
Bowl.
oink.
Hey, everybody, look! It's the flying pig!
Oink, oink. Hello, everybody. Whee!
That's where we are. That's where we're at when the Texans win the Super Bowl. Bill, do you see Julian Edelman? He's a dog. Been watching Pat's videos. I think he deserves Hall of Fame. No. No way. He's not a Hall of Famer. No, come on. T-Mine says, Campbell is a heck of a coach. I don't know how you don't like him. I don't like Detroit, but he's a good coach. I like him as a coach. He takes way too many risks. I mean, they almost... T-Money, if they call a holding or a pass interference on the last play of the game, Detroit's out of the playoffs. And people are saying, why did you go for 2-3 times against Dallas and not just play that? We could have had home field. It's a whole different, we'd have a bye week this week or something. Stop. He loses this game. It's a whole different world of how he is as a coach. No, I like Tampa. I like Tampa this week. I like Tampa. I mean, yeah, players love Dan Campbell. That's fine. This was the trendy team to start the season. Them in Jacksonville. We'll see how it plays out for them. Get ready for, you're going to be going to San Fran. Robert says, I missed the classic coach of Shula Landry, Nolstrom's, my young games. Rob, like all that, even, coaches back in the day, they were there forever. You built things. There was no free agencies. Please. That's why it was like just big rivalries. They talk about rivalries. Oh, excuse me. Rivalry now. They're not rivalries like these guys. I mean, these coaches, Landry versus Joe Gibbs, Parcells, these guys stayed forever. Like even college coaches. Coach K, Smith, Carnesecca, Raleigh Massimino. Who else? Shaney at Temple. Just guys were there forever, and the rivalries were Boeheim, Thompson at Georgetown. Like just crazy. They were just there forever. And it's football and college basketball, I think, are the best kind of when you do that kind of stuff, head-to-head rivalries. Now these guys always move, free agency. Let's go out and hug each other. Go watch some 70s football. Go back to early 90s football, like they're crushing people. Fred Dreyer, before he was on Hunter on NBC, he was clotheslining cats. Eric's in the house. Good to see Eric. Eagles coach needs to be fired and take the bum coordinator with him. Yeah, he might be. Nick Day says Edelman minus the oxy. T-Money. Sean, you got to look at it this way. Of course, things being done before, but things that don't get done anymore. Someone like Dion brings it back is viewed as a big deal. But that's the joke of it, though. That's the problem. Like, it's not. It's been done. It's being done. Like teams play other teams' fight songs in practices. Like, go watch 30 for 30 of the U when they're playing. Ed Reed's talking about playing Florida State. I mean, that stuff goes on. But now, Dion, The love affair with Dion, team. I know you loved him in Colorado this year. It's a joke. Like it's people in the business of TV who are friends with this guy, and all of a sudden they think like, look at this. It's like betting. You got somebody in there. Oh, I gotta, I know what I'm talking about. I watch games. Okay, fine. I can't. That stuff annoys me. That just totally annoys me. I like the under next year. Colorado win total under. Bill says Pat Riley once said, "A shot to win a game is one thing. If I could choose someone to shoot the shot save my life, I would take Bird." Did he say that? I mean, seriously, in the '80s, it's I don't care. I love the '80s. It's fabulous. Just go look at it. I mean, everything freaking it's freaking '80s. What can you say? Bill says Bird and Magic are the reason our guys making so much money today. Yeah, it's called the Bird Rule, right? Larry Bird exemption. North Ender, welcome. Groovy says Maurice even goes to 145. Jump on the over. Groovy likes the over BYU. See what it says. LOL to LeBron crying. You'll kill me, Sean, as I down my Chick-fil-A. Yeah, Chick-fil-A is pretty good. Nice little sandwich. Have you had the Chick-fil-A grilled chicken and egg white sandwich for breakfast? Fabulous. Rob says, I forgot about the NBA landing Ewing in NYC. Yeah, seriously. Like I love it. The fix is in. And not that I want to say that the fix was in for LeBron to go to Cleveland as well, but that worked out pretty well. Hometown boy going home, save the city. They said Higgs, Indiana State, and New Mexico State. I like Missouri State in that one. Right, it's 13. And New Mexico, we got to go against T-Money. T-Money's all over Utah State. I don't see Stanford losing. I sort of like Stanford to start, but, I mean, they're missing a guy, one of their key pieces. West Carolina has the best guy in the court. I forgot the kid's name. Big guy. Guard. They got a guard averaging a double-double. Points and rebounds. Nick Nasty. LeBron is a freak of nature. Yeah, he is. He is. But he's not a killer, though. He's not Jordan or Kobe. He's not. I mean, the guy's awesome. I don't want to say he's not awesome. I said this the other day about Adam. I think we were talking about him at dinner with my family, my son. Something was on or background or TikTok or something my son was watching. In today's day and age, with all the crap that these guys get wrapped into nonsense, John Morant with his freaking guns or whatever, like all kinds of crap. Nothing about this guy. Nothing bad. Nothing bad. On the court, though, I look at him as I don't see he's a failure. You go like, hey, I'm leaving to go to Miami to join Dwayne Wade, who already won a title. Like, I got to go jump on somebody else's heels. Like, no, man. You like Katie leaving OKC. I mean, that's maybe why I'm biased to both of those guys. Like, you had Golden State on the ropes. You should have beat them. Your guy got suspended for he shouldn't have gotten suspended. Like, OKC should have beat Golden State. And he should have stayed there and won a championship. LeBron should have stayed in Cleveland and said, I'm not leaving nowhere. You come to, I'm the best. You come to me. You bow to the king. I'm the King James. But no, I'm going down here to Miami to join up, to win. I need to win. I got to go here. If you're that good, they come to you. You took a crap team and went. I mean, look at that roster he took against the Spurs. And again, the Eastern Conference was terrible anyway. But, like, why are you leaving? Why? I mean, then you came back to Cleveland, then you left to go to LA. They would have named the state LeBron. They would have named the state after you. Like, come on. Yes, Detlef Shrimp. He's a great shooter. Seattle into the Pacers. Jessica says, Maurice, college hoops fans like to think of BYU's fast-paced, high-scoring team. They don't play in the West Coast anymore. I'm back at Big 12 teams differently. Yes, play a little defense there. Eric says, NBA freaking blows. No idea you guys bet and watch the stretch. No betting allowed, baby. It's all right. Rob, how any real ex-Laker doesn't come out and tell everyone what a joke this new banner is embarrassing. Yeah. 80s, 90s, NBA was great. I am old. It almost feels like work, the NBA. I mean, it is. It's tough. Justin's in the house, my guy. POD Stacks. Thanks for popping in, Justin. Rob says, hang that banner in the ladies' bathroom. Lakers only hang championship banners. Kobe. Hang it in the ladies' room. Well, it's LA, so it'll probably be a unisex bathroom. I had to go there. T-Money, that stuff showing I think you're right about Isaiah being better than Steph. My gosh, could Steph light up a scoreboard? Yeah. But this is the guy's an awesome shooter. And in today's league, he won again. Even when he won, I mean, like, was KD the best guy on that team when he won? Here we go. POD from my guy Stacks. Arkansas. Oh my goodness, Arkansas. Justin, these guys have killed me the last couple of days. I can't get away with it. I hate the thumbs up for you. I appreciate it. Do you hate hitting it, or did you hit the down button because I made the flying pig joke? Steph has handles more than just a shooter. He's not Isaiah handling the ball, just like as Isaiah is not a shooter. Zeke was a stud. Bad boys would have kicked Golden State's butt. Oh, that's not even close. Charlotte -2 against Rice Aroni. You know I like the Rice Owls, Rob. Robert T says stood behind John Koncak at the back of Atlanta. He was tall. Yeah, he was a 7-footer, John Koncak. Brad says Ripperton's party. Press Ripperton's party is at Mermaid Park. I don't even know who this is, Brandon. Who is this guy? Press Ripperton? Rob Thomas Shot says, seriously though, Sean, who else came into the Big D and did that? I am LaFleur love combo. This is just goes to show the preparation. I mean, well, Seattle came in and scored on Dallas. You remember that game on Thursday night? That was a crazy game. That was a crazy game. They gave up points. I mean, I'm shocked that the Detroit game was the anomaly being an under there against Dallas because Seattle put up points. They played Philly. They put up points both times. San Francisco put up points on this team. Buffalo put up points on this team. Miami didn't. They put up 22 because Miami can't score. I mean, so otherwise, a team that could score points, which Green Bay can, it's not shocking when you think about it. Loopy U2. Loopy U2Y. Kittle being injured and scared about re-injuring back will be on his mind. Kittle who? Kerry Kittle? So we're talking about Kittle for San Fran. I don't think it makes a difference. I mean, that team is CMC, Dabo, and Purdy. That is the triplet foundation out there in San Fran. Kittle, I mean, whatever. Decoy. I mean, you got Ayuk, who's, I think, more important to that team than Kittle. Justin says, Higgs, put 2K on Tampa Bay money line. I say winner. I usually tell him because he's only bets heavy 4 or 5 times a month. But yesterday I didn't. I lost $250 on the Eagles. Oh, my goodness. What are you doing, Eagles? Brand says, I'm doing a groin injury this year. That doesn't sound good. Mike says, all right, I'm out of here. Have a good day. There's only so much abuse I could take. Indiana outright New Mexico by double digits. Let's go. Justin's laughing. This got to be the flying pig. Hey, hey, hey. Let's try getting a championship, just not this year. That makes sense. I mean, possibly. I mean, we'll see. A lot of quarterbacks never won a championship who were pretty good. Tampa +6, yes. Robert, watch the Texas a lot this year. CJ is a cool dude. He's good. I mean, nice season all around for the team. What's there to say about him? I had the Texans in week 1 against Baltimore. Couldn't get a garbage touchdown for the back door. NFL? What about NFL? Tampa Bay, yes. Groovy says, Texans. Here we go. They could see. Look at the Giants before the Ravens or Ray Lewis destroyed them. That could very well happen if they get to the Super Bowl. They could very well get destroyed by the Niners. Loopy, McCaffrey is 50% healthy until I see something miraculous or Macho during game. He could be playing in disguise. Listen, he's got the last 2 weeks off. I'm still buying San Fran. Don't be fooled by a huge outing. Don't trust Faker Mayfield. Don't trust the guy. Another playoff win under his belt, another division title under his belt. Nobody gives him a shot. and they're not even getting a touchdown. The whole world will be on the Lions. Lions all day long. Groovy says, Giants in 2000 belong in the Super Bowl. Why not the Texans? Hey, go for it. I little Groovy. I've said from November I thought the Ravens would win the AFC. And I thought that their biggest competition team you had to be scared of was Buffalo, because if Buffalo keeps winning, and they've won ever since 8, 9, or whatever they're on now, that's a team. I'll take Buffalo this week. I'll have Buffalo next week in Baltimore as a dog. That's the team you should be scared of, because that team started out 6-6. Unlike the 10-1 Eagles, they start 6-6 and go on a 9-0 run or whatever they're on. I mean, lost a game on they won the game, and then they had extra man on field. Denver comes out, kicks another field goal closer, and they win it. This is a team that started the year as a Super Bowl contender and fell off, and it's playing their best ball. That's, someone asked me like, "Oh, you got power ratings? How do you rate your things?" Eye test. I'm like, yeah, a team start playing, you see how they're playing. This team is playing insane right now. Bill says, best player receiver ever when it counts. Just ask Brady. Listen, it doesn't mean he's a Hall of Famer. And again, maybe the NFL is different to baseball. Is it a Hall of Fame? Is it a Hall of Statistic? Is it based on championships? What are we doing this? I mean, baseball Hall of Fame. I mean, I can't get guys who are the best players in their decade of playing into the Hall of Fame. Are we just putting really good guys in who had Super Bowl runs and stuff like that? Or are we just going on statistics and compilers? Famous people? T-Money, I'm going to have to get the sandwich from Chick-fil-A. Oh, yeah, it's pretty good, the breakfast sandwich. BYU, Iowa State, no more than 130. Look at this, 130, and it's a 144. Rob's loving the under. Shout-outs coming in. I mean, we are late today. Who's better, Jordan or Kurt Rambis? Ooh. I don't know. How about UA Blab? I think UA Blab beats them both. Go look up UA Blab. UWEBLAB. Or Joe Kite. Joe Kite was another one. I remember playing Sega Genesis basketball. It was like 92 edition. Joe Kite on the Celtics. Or Joe Klein. Maybe it's Joe Kite and Joe Klein. Could be both. 2 7-foot dorky white cats. Late, but I was busy day trading. Here we go. Listen, we are an hour 15 in. The midday money show has been going long. We got a lot of new people in our comments. Nick Nasty saying hello to shout out. Clippers minus 4.5 today. That line, good number for last night because it is up to 6.5. Bull riding sponsored by Whataburger in Houston. Astros postgame is sponsored by Whataburger. Yeah, Whataburger is pretty good. I get the juniors. I like 2 Whataburger juniors, bacon and cheese, plain, nothing on it. I don't want any ketchup. I don't want any mustard. I don't want any tomatoes. My son calls them red devils. I don't like onions. Shout says, how you doing, Nick? Look at this one coming. Gold Eagles come in. Why is everybody coming in so late today? What is happening here? 2-0 in NHL. Picks a 3-1 NFL. NBA 1-0. That is what we call a 7-1 day, shout out. That should be winning in your pocket. Oh, but he had the Philadelphia Eagles. Nick is doing good. 1 rushing attempt. The Jalen Hurts player prop got him. Marie says, I think Iowa State is the first team to get to 70. I agree. We got the under 144 here. Bill said, did you make a lot of money at the Patriots as a better for 2 decades? Probably not. I was probably taking the dog in those games. I don't even remember. I had them against the Rams in the Super Bowl the first year. I had the Patriots. I think I took. I think I had the Eagles over the Patriots. Patriots over Carolina. I had the Patriots both times versus the Giants. I laid it. I did have the unders. I had them against Seattle. I had the Rams but I had the under, and I was just crushing the under all game. I was at the ocean for that one. What are the Super Bowls? Kansas City, San Fran under. I had Kansas City and the under in that one. Who else? I'm trying to think of recent Super Bowls. Man, I had the Bears over the Colts in the Super Bowl. I think I had the Saints the next year. I'm not sure. Saints played the Colts. Indiana State's going to win by 15. Well, I'll take a 13.5 with Missouri if it's 13, because I'm right there then for a backdoor. Bills to win it all. I agree, Rye. That's not bad. Fire both coaches. Yes. If you haven't answered the poll question, I'm going to pull up. Where's the poll question here? It's on the Win a Free Pick channel. If you haven't voted on it, please do. And we are right now at how many people in the poll? All right. Fire Dow's at 47%. They want McCarthy out of here. Groovy says Stroud is way better QB than Stan Humphries, Chargers, or 95 or Kerry Collins, Giants. First, I played Kerry Collins. I was down at the Trop, and he was rolling craps. And he had $1,000 tips. The orange tips were flying all over the joint. 1,000 on the pass line. He had 5,000 behind. Guy had purple hard ways going. And he just had a big cigar. He wasn't smoking a cigar. He just had it with him. He was a player. He knew he had good shit movement with his fingers, rolling them around. Rob says LeBron said he'd be the same player had he not went to Miami. What a joke. LeBron said he'd be the same player had he not went to Miami. He should have stayed. He should have stayed. That's my thing. Texans might sneak in. Groovy. I disagree. Dirt bikes. Everything else hit, but the Rashid White anytime touchdown. That's a rough one. Please, I put out the Mike Evans 2 TDs for plus a nickel. He didn't even get one. Nick Nancy, shout out. What are your thoughts on the hockey today? Speaking of hockey, where is Ray Reddington? Brand says Chris Stapleton's playing at Minute Maid Park, a country singer. Okay. Doogie's coming in. Dumpster fire. On who? What's the dumpster fire, Doogie? Voodoo Ranger. Haven't had time to check it out, but what's going on with the Denver injury report? Whole team probable? I don't know. The line has come down, so I'm guessing they are playing here because it's gone from 4.5 down to 3. Shout out likes the Capitals under 6.5 against Anaheim. We're doing a grand entry this year for the rodeo. Bill says other QBs in the league are so bad that NFL quarterback looks better than it really is. Exactly. Thank you. Shout out Nick Nasty. T-Money says, I'm scared the Bills will be buying all the snacks for next weekend after the Chiefs send them home Sunday. Not happening. North Ender. Baker turned me from a hater to a fan, put a head down, put in work, and played great football. The guy's won a division title here. Didn't he win one in Cleveland? Win a playoff game in Cleveland? Won a playoff game here? He won a playoff. Tom Brady couldn't win a playoff game with this Tampa team. He did. He's better than Brady, apparently. According to Team Money, because the Lakers beat the Thunder in Denver, they're the best team. So by this case, Baker is better than Tom Brady because he won a playoff game with this team and Brady did not. Doogie's laughing. Ottawa. Shout out. Puck line and over centers Avalanche. Nick Nancy says, hope Kelsey's healthy. Think he's playing hurt. That's what happens when you carry a team the entire season. I mean, they need to get a wide receiver in there. Pronto. That's why they're going to lose this week. North Ender. Bills 2 dimes. Only future grabbed right before they went on a run. Excellent bet, North Ender. Doogie says, ask Brady if he could win 7 Super Bowls in the 70s or 80s. Well, again, that's a different league back then. Like the you don't have the free agency. That's why the Cowboys, the Bills, the Raiders, the Rams. Go look at these championship games. Minnesota all the time. They were. I think people forget the Cowboys went to the championship game in 80, 81, and 82. 3 straight years with Danny White as quarterback. Like the Redskins. I don't know how he do then. Like, what team would you put him on? Like, who does he come in the quarterback for? And this guy took shots, though, Doogie. Like, if you go back to some of these early 2000 games, I mean, he got a shot because Drew Bledsoe had his, like, liver lacerated getting hit by Marvin Jones. I mean, like, these guys took shots at quarterback position, early 2000s. I think I don't know about that. He's not a softie. Some of these other guys, I mean, are soft as tissue. Shut up. Bills have injury to linebacker position. That's crucial versus Kansas City, especially when Travis Kelce going across the middle. I disagree, man. I don't think Kelsey's 100%. I don't. The defense is good. That's why I kind of like the under here. I don't know why everybody's running, taking over. Kansas City has a defense. Buffalo is a bend don't break. Kansas City doesn't score, and they don't score on the road. No such thing as a GOAT. I mean, I disagree with that. You have the dude. If we're talking Brady, I mean, who's in a league of guys going everywhere, free agency kind of stuff. I got to give him the nod over some of the older guys. And that is why Jordan will always be the GOAT, because these guys here go to different teams to try to win, as opposed to everybody coming to you. Like, if LeBron stayed in Cleveland and did this, even if he lost championship games, I'd say it doesn't make a difference. I mean, the guy's building an empire, right? But you go to three teams. No. I did have the Falcons. I did have the Falcons in that game, and I was counting my money. Yes, I forgot about that game. I had Seattle over Pittsburgh. That should have been a win. Talk about a fixed game. You want to talk fixed games, T-Money? Seattle scored a touchdown, and Tampa has a good defense to defend lines. I haven't bet Tampa. I might after the show if it ever ends. We're going long. I have Tampa covered. I agree. Who's playing? Kansas City is playing in Buffalo. Casey in Buffalo. Doogie Hazel says it's Philly. He was laughing at the Phillies. He was saying brutal too. Dumpster fire. Philadelphia. Yes, they are. Somebody injured on Indiana, 9.5. Indiana's won 3 or 4, lost by 2. Indiana, 9.5. Sprinkle money. I agree, Rob. I don't know what that's about. I mean, part of you look at it, it's like you got to take Purdue there because it's such a big line. They lost at Nebraska, lost at Northwestern. How do you not take the 9.5? I mean, it was 10.5 at Caesars. So I'll throw it up here as a free pick. No such thing as a GOAT, says Doogie. Rob says Central Michigan versus the Ohio Bobcats. I got no opinion on that game, Rob. T-Money says, Doogie, go take a nap. Try to slander Brady is the most truest thing anyone could say. Doogie must be 8. Never watched Brady back when Manning and him were running the AFC. He wouldn't last the whole season in the 70s or 80s. I don't know. He was in never hurt, though. That's the thing, Doogie. Go back to early 2000, from 2000 to 2010 when these quarterbacks were hit. I mean, go watch some of these shots these cats. They were still taking shots back then. Not like today's joke football. Oh, excuse me, a hiccup. Smoo under. I like Temple. Doogie, drugs are bad. Matt T says UNLV +6. I agree. Doogie says must be a lot of young bucks in here that don't understand. No, listen. There's a lot of young guys in here, Doogie, and I believe me. I get the lecture out, and I turn into the professor sometimes about old school sports. But Brady, again, if you're older and you saw Brady play from 2000 2010 when the quarterbacks weren't protected and guys got hit, I don't know why you don't think he could survive a little. Now, is he winning 7? I don't know if he's winning. I mean, what team is he on to win 7? I mean, is he on the Niners team? Is he taking over for Roger Staubach instead of Danny White and winning Super Bowls with the Cowboys? I mean, the Cowboys could have won 3 straight Super Bowls. They lost 3 straight NFC Championship games. Is he quarterbacking the Vikings those years and they win their Super Bowls instead of going 0-4? I don't know. Is he taking the Steelers instead of winning 4 Super Bowls? He wins 9. Is he going to the Raiders and winning there? The Colts? I mean, come on. I mean, what team is he taking over in the 70s or the 80s? What teams he taking over in the 80s? You give me Brady. You give me Brady in 1979 for the Cowboys after they beat Denver in the Super Bowl, and you tell me Brady's taking over for the next decade before Troy Aikman comes. I mean, I don't know if Tom Landry's gone. They beat the Niners. They beat the Redskins. I mean, they're in the Super Bowl 3 straight years. I don't know. I take my shot on Brady on the Cowboys in your late 70s after Staubach. T-Money, go to 3 teams and win with all 3. So I'm good argument against Brown. Come on, man. That's an awful knock. No. You lost in Cleveland and say, I got to go to a team that's already won a championship game. Yeah, that is a knock because the guy already won one. So how good are you? You have 0, and Wade has 1 already. So you're the piece that wins that. He's already got 1. You don't have any. And then when you did win in Cleveland, it was because of Love and Kyrie. And let's be honest. Are you really saying that they won a championship in the bubble? That counts? Come on, T-Money. Stop it. 20-21 Lakers. The game has changed. Yeah, it's flag football. Oh, I agree. But that's not in his first half of his career wasn't flag football. And Bradshaw and stuff. Go watch some of the. Listen, I told guys to go watch some 80s basketball. You want to see some tough plays. Go watch 7. Forget about early 90s football. Go watch some 80s and 90s, 70s and 80s football. These cats. Oh. I mean, we should postpone the game because it's negative 10 degrees in Kansas City. Dude, go watch the ice ball, the Cowboys game. They didn't even have heaters on the sideline. Would they have like a bonfire? They put a coat on? An hour and a half. I'm out of here. Butler, Indiana, Bowling Green, K-State, Ball State, Colorado State, Penn State, BYU in the under. Denver and the Kings, Senators, Jets under. They're all posted in the chat after the fact. You know what? I'll throw them in the chat one last time here before I roll out in case people come in late, because apparently we got a lot of people come in an hour into the show. You could find me. There's the Twitter at Mr. Sean Higgs on the X if you want to give me a follow there. And that's it. I'll be back late night tonight. Late night money. Come check it out. Notification bell on. Like buttons. Do your thing, people. I am out of here. If I could hit the end